So the other day I was in the gym and I was feeling particularly exhausted. And I've been feeling like that for quite a while because I haven't been sleeping very well. And if I'm not sleeping well or doing well, everything kind of gets thrown off when it comes to my workouts. So because I was feeling exhausted and I wasn't able to perform an exercise I wanted, I started telling myself things like, why are you so weak all the time? Why can you do this? Why can you do more? Why can you do better? And because of that, I immediately, without thinking, started trying to push harder to achieve the thing I was trying to do at the time, which was a handstand. Okay? And something flipped inside of me immediately once I reacted that way. And I thought to myself, no, I don't want to be doing this to myself. And I realized I've been doing the exact same thing with everything in my life. I've been trying to work so hard and to push myself even during the moments when I was not really up to it at all, okay? Like at all. I've been pushing myself so hard, and that has been actually keeping me further and further away from achieving my goals and the things that I want to be doing in my life. And I think we've all heard this thing. We've all heard it and we've probably experienced it too, that when we actually push ourselves too much to the point where we don't allow ourselves to have breaks, or we push ourselves even when we generally don't feel up to it. I don't mean just on a random day where you might wake up and you might think to yourself, I really don't want to get out of bed today. I'm not talking about those simple moments, the simple days that, we're going to have tons of. I don't mean that. I'm talking about when you generally feel like something is wrong, okay? You've been trying for such a long time and just things are simply just not working. And you generally need to take that break. Everything in your body and in your mind is screaming that you need to take that break, okay? I'm talking about these kinds of moments. So the reason I believe why we can't achieve what we want, although we're working so hard and we're pushing ourselves during those moments, apart from the fact that we generally are, not producing as good work as before, right? Because we start getting slower and all those kinds of things. Apart from that stuff, I think the most important thing that happens, the most important thing that comes into play when it comes to manifesting the things we want and getting to a point we want to be in our lives, we get so stuck because we are operating from an insecure place, okay? And by that I mean, we want to push ourselves harder to achieve better results and to at least maybe continue doing as well as we did before, right? Despite the fact we're not feeling up to it, we want to do that to ourselves. And that is keeping us away from getting what we want because we are so insecure, okay? Because we are equating how much work we can produce and how well we can produce that work to our own value as human beings, okay? We're equating the two. So that means that whenever we can't actually produce good work up to a standard that we're used to or produce better work that we're trying to improve, if we are doing that, we're going to beat ourselves down because we feel like if we don't do that thing that we want to do the way we want to do it, that it's telling us we're not worth it and we're not going to achieve our goals. And a very basic tenet of manifestation is havingness, right? Being in a very natural state of havingness. So it's not about you feeling like, oh my goodness, I don't have it. I'm not good at my work. I'm not getting results. So I'm stuck here and I'm not going to achieve anything. So I need to push harder so I can actually make progress. If we're thinking in that way, that means, again, we're insecure, and that means that we're not in a state of havingness. And if we're not in a state of havingness, we are inadvertently pushing things away. The things that we want, we push them away. And more often than not, that happens because we're not really aligned with that thing. And I think taking a pause, okay, pressing pause and actually taking that break not only helps us actually recharge our physical and mental batteries, it also helps us align, feel more aligned again, at least, realign yourselves with what we actually want, okay? Realign yourselves in that way, and then actually being much more able to track the thing that we want, because we are in that new place and because we're feeling that happiness. Yes, I'm getting this thing, I have this thing, okay? Whatever way you want to say it to yourself that makes you feel good. I have this thing, I am getting these results, I'm good, I've progressed, look at me and how well I'm doing, okay? That is a state of happiness. And when you're insecure, you're not in that state anymore, okay? And that's why if you are in a state of feeling exhausted and like you really need that break, take that break. I really encourage you to take that break, because it's going to align everything for you, and it's gonna actually move the needle for you and get you closer to what you want. Again, not just from the physical perspective, but most importantly, from the spiritual perspective, like how you're feeling inside, whether you feel like you have what you want or whether you feel like you don't have it, which is why you're pushing yourself so hard so you can have it, because you otherwise can't do without it. And that is exactly what is pushing it away constantly. So that's it, a very simple message today. But I've been really thinking about this a lot, because I've noticed the same pattern across all different areas of my life, and I'm not ever giving myself breaks. And maybe it's time for one, for me and for you. All right. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.